So I want you to jump into this because here we've got babies. And when we enter the world as babies, we are completely open to everything around us. We are open to, we don't reject anything, we don't think something's right or wrong, it just is. It can be anything. It's the reason why children can learn multiple languages really, really quickly. It's the reason why, you know, families, we eat the food we do, all the things that we say and the languages we have. We're a sponge, we soak it all up. So we soak it up into the subconscious mind because our mind's open at that point. Everything we have just falls in. We don't reject it, we don't say it's right, we don't say it's wrong, it just is. And as we then start to grow up, go to school, what starts to happen is we then have a conscious mind starts to be formed. Now the conscious mind is your thinking mind. And we only use this mind usually 5%. The rest of everything we do is in the subconscious mind. So when we run our days, we're usually running our days, all of our things that we do in our business, in the subconscious mind for 95%. So we do the same things that we did the day before, the habits, the ideas, all the things, and we just go on that hamster wheel and we keep going. Now, when the conscious mind is formed, we start then thinking for ourselves. But this is the thing. Because we've had usually so many years of this being filled up, the thoughts that we have in the conscious mind are actually already being programmed into us. Let's just think about it. It's the reason why you find generations of people, you know, you can find a family and their dad worked in a particular place and then his dad did and his dad did and his dad didn't and the program goes on. But we don't think about it because that's just what we see our life like. That's our paradigm. So Aristotle said, "Give me a child until he is 7 and I will show you the man." And what he meant there was, whatever we've been programmed into us at a young age, up to the age of 7, usually will predict of what the life we're going to have. If we just don't have the thinking mind and we go on that journey. It's the reason usually that, you know, you find people in sometimes not so good relationships and they'll leave one and then they find themselves in another one and another one and another one. And it happens time and time again. It's the programs that have been embedded in us. It's the story that we tell ourselves. So we need to be able to change the paradigm. We need to be able to change how we see the world and what we think we're capable of. And we need to start using our thinking brain. So this is what happens. Let's just say this X here, we're going to call this the X vibration. Okay? While we're in the X vibration, these are the things that have been programmed in us. We feel really, really comfortable because that's what we're used to. So, you know, the jobs you have, the things you do, all quite comfortable. If they're in your paradigm, should I say. If you have your thoughts, they're normally in line with your vibrations and you feel fine. Now, if you have a Y idea, let's call this, and this Y idea is usually something that scares you, something that's going to put you out your comfort zone. And we'll have this, and probably in this room, all of you's had one. Did everybody, you know, were you scared when you started your business and it was that idea? Did you doubt yourselves at times when you were doing things? Did anybody? Yeah. This Y idea comes and you go, I'm going to do this. It could be I'm going to go and move to a different country. It could be I'm going to go and actually make myself a business. It could be I'm going to put myself out there. It could be whatever it is. Something that scares you and excites you. It comes along and while it's out here, it's fine. You feel fine. It's just an idea right now. And what happens when you start thinking on it and start taking action on it and it goes into the conscious mind, this is where things start to get a bit tricky. Because what happens is you push it down, you set in the conscious mind, I'm going to start doing this, I'm going to start doing these things, and then your body will start feeling all kinds of feelings. It will be scared because you're doing something different. Now, I understand why we need to be scared. And it goes back to years and years ago, you know, when we were chased by saber-toothed tigers, it was there as a thing to keep us alive, saying, whoa, 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 don't be going over there. You're going to be someone's dinner. Stay over here, don't be doing this, do everything that everybody else does so we stay safe. But we don't need that no longer. But we haven't developed that way. So we have things that we put in our ways, our barriers, and we tell ourselves, I can't do that, I'm no good at that. And then we'll give ourselves shit stories like, oh, well, what if you do that and then that happens? Or why do you think you should do that? You're probably going to be shit at that. Anybody else say those things when you've gone through a journey wanting to do something new? So what happens is, as you start to push these feelings down, something new, something different in your business, in your life, this barrier comes up of doubt. And I call it the fear barrier. It's all the things, you'll go, oh, but what if that goes wrong? Should I really do that? Oh, what if? And then we start to talk ourselves out of things. Anybody ever talked themselves out of things before? Yeah. And what happens is we then start to fear and we have anxiety and we'll get all these funny feelings in our bodies, like we can feel sick, we can feel like we don't want to eat, we can feel terrified of things, we can doubt ourselves, we can say all this shit to ourselves that's not true, but we believe it. And that barrier comes up. And as soon as it comes up, that why idea goes out. And for a while you might feel with that why idea, I made the right decision. Yeah, don't want to do that, don't want to do that. But if it's something big enough, it'll pop back up. And if it pops back up and you push it back into that conscious mind again, you start acting up on it, you're going to feel all of that stuff again. All of that stuff again. And you have two choices. You either revert back and say, it didn't matter, I'm going to let it go, or you step forward and own it. And say, I'm going through that barrier. I'm going through it because I believe in myself. The barrier comes again, you're going to feel it all. But on the other side of it is freedom. And this is so simple. There are so many people out there that don't smash the barrier. And we put all of these little things that are fears in our minds which aren't true that we make up, which hold us back. Could be expanding your business. Could be bringing in that extra member of staff. It could be investing in yourself. Could be anything. But you start to doubt yourself. And that has major, major implications to you creating what you want in your world and your life. So here, it's so important that you smash the barriers and get through them, because if you don't do that, you're going to stay stuck and you're going to stay still. I always remember, I'm going to go back to the public speaking which you spoke about there. Believe it or not, I actually paid to be trained to public speak, and I paid £35,000 for that. And I remember going down to London and being there for the day, and you would be told to stand on stage and you'd be critiqued, and I didn't like public speaking at all. I hated it, to be very, very honest. But I knew I wanted to get my message out. So I knew I had a purpose and a passion, and I thought, I'm going to have to do it. So I remember being in London and actually being there and thinking, oh my God, why have I paid all this money to do this to myself? Am I insane? And I remember them saying, come on up to the stage, and there was like a big room of people, and they would then give you feedback on how you did and all the rest of it, and you would just muck up all the time and all these things, and that fear was there. And I remember thinking, I could just leave. Nobody will know. I'll just get in my car and I'll drive home. And then part of me, that fear barrier came up. That was that there telling me, just leave, nobody knows. Why are you doing this? Come on. And I was thinking, yeah, I might just go. That barrier came up and it's like, no, I need to get through this. If I don't get through it, I'm never going to share my message. If I don't get through it, I'm never going to help others. If I don't do this, I've not even given myself a chance to even try and fail. So I remember sitting there and I went through it, but I do remember thinking all of those fears, all those anxieties, all of those things came up in me. But if you actually smash through it, and when you get to the other side of anything, it'd be for yourselves. Think about yourselves now when you've done something that you were scared to do, and then you do it, then you look back and you go, and you do it again the next time, it's like, it's not that hard. Anybody experienced that? It's not that hard. And this is the thing about you growing your business. If you're able to manage your state, you're able to manage your mind, you're able to believe in yourself, anything is possible. Because you are the only thing that's going to hold your business back. Because as I said at the beginning, the thoughts we have impact our decisions, and our decisions impact our results. So if we don't have them thoughts right at the beginning, it's going to have an impact on them results. Totally.